How do I talk about myself if I'm supposed to let the woman do 80% of the talking?
Well, these are basic rapport building skills. And as I talk about in 3% Man, especially anybody that's ever been in sales, because somebody that like goes to a car dealership, or maybe you're looking to buy houses or whatever, or you're looking to buy a certain product, we're all kind of on edge because we're expecting a sales pitch or some kind of high pressure close. And what is really disarming to people is when you meet a salesperson, like obviously in this case, he's selling himself to a girl. And on a first date, if a guy's trying to sell himself to a girl, the best thing to do to create rapport is ask questions. Ask the kind of questions she would enjoy answering. What do you want to know about her? What does she love? What does she love to do for fun? What are her hobbies, her interests, her goals, her dreams, the things that light her up on the inside? Because this elicits good feelings. I mean, if you think about it, what happens when you run into an old friend you haven't seen in a while? How you been? How's the kids? How's the wife? How's the family? How's the job? How's the house? You still got that new car? How's the motorcycle racing going, or whatever it happens to be? And so when you meet somebody and you let them do most of the talking, because the other thing is women typically say about 8,000 words a day. Us guys say about 2,000 words. So women are natural talkers. They're typically going to talk more. And so it accomplishes several things by not running your mouth and talking about all your accomplishments. Because when you do that and you want to talk about yourself, you're putting the vibe out that you're trying to prove yourself to her, that you're good enough for her, or that you make enough money, or you have a nice car, you have a nice house, you have nice clothes. Oh, look at my Rolex or whatever. I've got 3 nice watches. When you're doing that, that's making up for the fact that you don't feel worthy of having a woman like that choose you. So you talk about your stuff or your accomplishments, and the woman's sitting there wanting to get to know and see what you're like. You also want to be mysterious. And if you're talking all the time, you're not going to seem mysterious. Every woman that you'll ever meet has gone out on dates with guys that they really liked and they were really excited about it. And then the whole date, all they did was sit there and listen to the dude talk about himself. And by the end of the date, starts out, she really likes the guy. It's like, ooh, there's something there. And then by the end of the date, she can't stand the dude. And she can't wait to get out of there quick enough because all the guy does is talk about himself. And so when you let her do most of the talking, it creates rapport. And it also enables you to remain mysterious. And women are like cats. That makes them more curious about you. And the other thing is you want to make sure she actually cares about you. Because if she cares about you and is interested in you, she will ask these questions. If you go out on a few dates and she does 78% of the talking, but not once in any of those dates does she ever ask you anything about yourself or your life or your family, then you should start questioning, is this woman selfish and narcissistic, self-centered, or is she just out because it's better than staying home looking at the four walls and she likes the free drinks and the free food and the things that we're doing? Is it so there's reasons behind it. And when you're with a woman long enough, eventually she'll learn enough about you. And guys that get upset about that, they get butthurt. It's like, why should I have to cater to women? It's like, this creates rapport. If you're in sales and somebody sits down and you just start on your spiel talking about yourself, the person sitting there is going to think, well, this guy's really selfish. All he does is talk about himself. They're on edge. You haven't taken time to get to know him. And so you feel like a salesman. You feel like a stranger to them. If you're sitting there on a date, the woman's doing most of the talking and you're asking her the kind of questions that somebody close to her would ask and want to know, you don't feel like a stranger anymore. You feel like somebody she knows and that she likes. And if she likes you and you make her feel comfortable and she's already attracted to you in the first place, it's pretty easy to seduce her from that point because most women are going to sleep with a guy by the second or the third date on average in the West. Everybody's like, Corey?
More like 3 months, but yeah, sure.
2-3 dates.
You sleeping with hoes.
Whatever.
You sleeping with the hookers.
Yeah.
Well,
Of course, you've never done that. You've never gone out and had a one-night stand or slept with a dude on a second or third date you really
Or
like.
just went on a date because she was hungry.
The only dates that I ever went on that I was hungry were like the promoter dates.
Promoter date.
Yeah, I would call them dates, but they're not even dates. It's promoter dinners. That's when my
Oh, those are
ex-boyfriend-
great.
My ex-boyfriend worked for the club. And then they would
Oh.
literally feed the girls before they would take them to the club because
Yep.
they didn't want them being blackout wasted.
Yep.
So they literally take them to like the fancy dinner and like the
Oh.
Fountain Blue or wherever. And then,
Dinner and entertainment, essentially.
yeah.